The ego is the system that runs your sense of self. It is made out of thought patterns, emotions, and behavioral loops, and the stories that try to hold it all together. Left unchecked, it creates endless existential searching, chronic disconnection, and the persistent sense that something is wrong. The goal of my videos is clarity, to see your identity and its contradictions for what they are, named precisely, to finally understand what it is that we're all running away from. The pursuit of truth that I had my entire life was really to run away about the most obvious truth of them all. And it's the fact that I am. My own existence is precisely the thing that I was running away from all the time. And what is so ironic about this is that I built the most elaborate existential frameworks, the most interesting and intricate philosophy, my search for God and the fall into nihilism and the rejection of God, and the sophistication to debate every topic that I could possibly debate, and all of this for like the search of truth that was absolutely obvious since the moment I have been born. This is not satisfying as long as the intellect is alive. As long as the ego keeps running the show of your life, no thing that I could possibly say will reduce the suffering that you carry, and it is the suffering that you are trying to run away from. When you say I am, the question all is loaded into the I. Because what is the I? Like, where is it located? And if you go looking for it, there's like a groundless being with not a clear self. But in the way of this groundless being with no clear self, there's a ton of fear. This fear is nested within the human psyche, and it is built through mostly social conditioning, because humanity has trained itself to always be in the lookout for validation and to reject this self-validating feeling that you actually do know what is true and you actually know yourself. In the Bible, the first sin is Eve eating the fruit of knowledge or self-knowledge, or just to try to become one with God. And in a way, what humanity does is it forces you to never put yourself equal to God. First of all, there are like a lot of God complexes that can be caused through this line of thinking, which I'm going to make a video about this week, so you can subscribe to not miss this. But this feeling that there is a sort of equality between you and the divine, and that there is nothing actually distant from you and pure being and pure knowledge and pure truth, is scary. Because if you truly come in contact with this sense of certainty about your own nature, then officially speaking, for like what modern society determines to as well-adjusted human to be, you would be at the opposite of the spectrum. Because once you truly are one with being, you do not care about making a ton of money. You do not really care about, being powerful. You do not care about approval or fame. You do not care about sex or relationships or having children. All of these human projects get dropped away by the fulfillment of pure being. This doesn't mean that society would be ruined the moment people awaken to the true nature of themselves, but it would brutally deconstruct the current way of running things, because then everybody is equal, everybody is valuable, nobody can put itself above another, and the ego loves to put itself above other people. If it acknowledges that there is a foundational beingness that puts everyone equal, then what does this imply about how we should treat each other? What does it imply about the value that each of us have? There's almost a fear that everyone has to acknowledge that they are lovable, to see that you do actually carry the complete fulfillment of existential liberation within you without external circumstances destroys this entire codependent relationship that we have built up here. The point is that you should need to spend money in order to be happy. You should have relationships in order to be happy. You need to have children and a career in order to be happy. You need to have a good body and be healthy, and you need to be successful. And all of the stuff that society feeds us is a veil and sort of illusion being put forth in order to not recognize our own divinity. If we recognize this profundity of what it means to exist, then the relationship with everything becomes more intimate. It becomes raw, and you cannot deny anymore the reality that we're finding each other in. Because there's from extreme bliss to utter cruelty an immense spectrum of experience, and people can find themselves in a wide variety of conscious states. And the variety of conscious states possible should reveal to you what it really means to be, what incredible imagination capacity this place has, that the universe has a sort of intelligence embedded in it that is beyond human intelligence, and that human intelligence is like just a very, very small speck of what reality is capable of. And this also puts our ego down a ton, because from our perspective, we are the most intelligent creatures on this planet, and we now are being threatened by AI and other new forms of intelligences emerging. And we don't really know how to categorize them, because they don't really qualify our understanding of what consciousness is. They don't qualify our understanding of what it means to be something. And you might also look back, or not look back, but think about smaller creatures and the philosophical arguments we used to have about them. How we weren't really sure about if cats are conscious, or animals even have rights, or if plants have the ability to actually be aware of their own environment. And it's not about falling into a sort of certainty about what it means to be an AI or whatever, but it's about acknowledging that what is going on is way more mysterious than we are giving it credit to, and that all we are doing is pretending to know stuff that we don't actually know. Because this pretending to know gives us a sense of anchor that just doesn't make us fall into this emptiness of raw being. When I was running away from my own existence, the thought that I always had is that existence was a mistake somehow. That the fact that anything at all could be means that there's something evil going on. Because if anything can be, and this can then cause suffering, then it would be better to not be, and therefore no suffering in the world. So there is like this resistance to existence itself when you think in this way. And if you take a deep breath and you clear your mind and you look honestly at this line of thought, then it is pure arrogance. It is absolutely delusional to believe that you could fight against existence itself. There's nothing that you could possibly do for the universe to cease to exist. Like, even if you were to nuke this entire planet 10 times over with all the nuclear arsenal that we have on this planet, you would not really, you would not come close to destroying the entire, galaxy even, or even the Milky Way. But imagine the entire universe. And now, what if there are actually multiverses? What if this universe is not even a speck of dust in the vast cosmos? Which for most people is just way too much to imagine. It's just the scale of it is truly infinite. So in this context, existence is there and it's here to stay. And there might never be actually an opposite to it. Or even non-existence can only appear in existence as like a contrast. So it is here to stay, and you are it that is here to stay. And this entire denial is kind of this hope that there can be a God that saves us. And I believe that this is where this belief in a God comes from, right? We are confronted with a sense of immense suffering through our just life circumstances, and then we wish that we are getting saved. And if you had a traumatic event, then you know that in this moment you're not getting saved. You have to go through the thing. And the saving comes in the passage of time. Time is a sort of grace that permits everything to be what it is for the time being, but then moves on to something next. And there's where you might say that there is a sort of God nature in it, because it always imagines something new to be and accepts it without any conditions. Like it doesn't differentiate between the terror and the beauty, and just embraces the I amness. And this is the entire mechanism that makes anything possible. Like when you look at technology, when you look at your heart, when you look at wind or water, like there's nothing that if you don't contemplate long enough, like there's nothing that if you contemplate long enough doesn't seem marvelous, because there's like a sort of intelligent magic in any mechanism that you cannot explain. Even how electricity works, you can always describe how something works, and with scientific understanding we can go really deep into it. But why this works this way in the first place, and how come it be that so much chaos has structured itself in so much order? There's a mystery to it that you can never get behind, because it is so beyond yourself. The common denominator is the I amness, the fact that something exists and you are aware of it. And the I is more a placeholder for the fact of being or existence itself. There's not a singular I here, there's not a singular being, but an infinite web of beings existing. And when I say being, I also mean physical objects. And the I amness can also be contemplated by just looking at like a tree, or just any physical object. I mean, tree is more like a life form, but any physical object like a mountain has this awe and beauty to it if you let your ego down and dissolve into it. And it's like, okay, hi mountain, what goes? And it's kind of showing that whatever you think is so important about your own sense of suffering is also somewhat an illusion. This is not to dismiss the real fear or pain that you're experiencing, but you could really wonder, where is it coming from? And is it like serving you in any way? Is it trying to reveal something true about yourself? Because if it is possible to experience pain and run away from that pain, then there must be truth here. If not, there would be nothing to run away from. It's like it shows where the boundaries between things lie. And if there's a boundary, that means that there's something real to touch. The project of, finding truth is the project of deconstructing everything you thought you knew. By this process, you come closer to your actual ground being without the ego filters that are telling you things that are not true. They are trying to make you focus on your own thoughts as if they are the center of the universe. They are trying to make you focus on your own pain as if the pain is the center of your own universe. And in some regard, if you focus on them, they do become the center of your own universe, right? Because this is where the attention flows. And then the attention might get stuck there because it looks at the horrors in the world and it thinks that, wow, if all of these horrors exist, then I cannot put my attention anywhere else because, I need to fix something. I need to do something about this. And this is not really the right way to look at it if it's external from you. You can look and investigate your own pains, your own insecurities, what you really want from this life. But extrapolating this to like a mountain of suffering and looking outside and feeling like this needs to be fixed now is ignoring this being that, this entire thing is about, because it can be in so many different shapes and sizes, and running away from it is not going to make it go away. And in the way I'm laying this out to you, running away also includes desperately trying to fix the unfixable. There's a pointlessness to all of this that must be accepted for true freedom. If you cannot see that all this egoic meaning making is pointless, then yeah, you will always keep chasing an unattainable goal and it will drive you absolutely mad. Now, the pointlessness might be associated with a sense of depression or apathy or emptiness, and it might truly feel hopeless at times. And the reason why this is the case is because it is hopeless. The ego is the one clinging to the ideas of hope. It wants to fix something that is not fixable. This doesn't mean that the future cannot be better. It doesn't mean that you cannot work on yourself and make yourself feel better. It means that the pains that are there are there. If you can see that the pains of the world are how they are right now, and they are, at least in the current state of things, not like fixable, at least not with the snap of your fingers, and that well-being is real and matters, and that there is a ground, beingness to it all, where you find yourself in, then it is natural to move inward, look at all the pain that you have, and come to terms with it, to process the baggage that you carry in your life and come in contact with it. And this is really where truth is found, in your own denial about how your life has been, how you have structured your own mind, how you have tried to control things that were outside of your control, how you keep hurting yourself over and over again by telling yourself that you're not good enough or not lovable, or that you should achieve something in order to be lovable. None of this is true. It's all egoic vanity programmed by a society that doesn't want to see the truth because it is scared.